Yo estoy ahora mismo en una gasolinera de la 3 de la Haya.
Geez, the water's coming in. Look at the street, it's a river. Portugal is drowning in chaos. Storm Leonardo tore through the country with brutal force, transforming peaceful cities and riverside towns into disaster zones in a matter of hours. What began as heavy rain quickly escalated into widespread flooding, violent river overflows, and emergency evacuations across multiple regions. Sirens echoed through neighborhoods as authorities issued urgent alerts, warning residents to leave their homes immediately. Streets vanished beneath floodwater. Cars floated like debris. Entire communities were swallowed by the storm.
Estamos aqui todos porque viemos buscar telhas, porque o telhado voou, as vidraças todas partidas, pronto, está tudo um caos, é uma miséria autêntica, não tem explicação.
Fiquei de tal maneira traumatizada que eu não quero mais árvores. Nós tínhamos pinheiros muito centenários, grandes grandalhões, temos lá aquilo um caos, corre isto tudo tombado, é demais, mas pronto, isso é o menos, agora a maior prioridade realmente é telhas.
Para a minha avó, ela vive também aqui numa aldeia à volta e vou-lhe dar do telhado, tem chuva a entrar na sala e no quarto, portanto nós estamos a...
The destruction of infrastructure has been overwhelming. Roads collapsed under pressure from rising rivers. Bridges were damaged or rendered unusable. Underground transport systems flooded. Power stations were knocked offline, leaving thousands without electricity. Residential areas were submerged floor by floor, forcing families to escape through windows and rooftops.
It's better now, but we'll see what comes next. Tonight they're forecasting 40-something millimetres of rain during the night, so this will definitely rise. Right now the tide is going out. At this time it always goes down. Compared to yesterday, there's a big difference, about 2 metres.
Businesses, restaurants, shops, warehouses, local markets were left destroyed, filled with contaminated water, mud, and debris. Farmland disappeared under floodplains as rivers burst their banks, wiping out crops and livestock in minutes. Hillsides eroded, triggering landslides that crushed vehicles and blocked emergency routes. Entire landscapes were reshaped by the force of moving water.
It's better now, but we'll see what comes next. Tonight they're forecasting 40-something millimetres of rain during the night, so this will definitely rise. Right now the tide is going out. At this time, it always goes down. Compared to yesterday, there's a big difference, about 2 metres.
Está uma diferença muito grande de ontem. Temos 2 metros.
Emergency response teams raced against time, but the conditions were relentless. Firefighters, police, military units, and civil protection forces were deployed across flooded zones. Boats replaced ambulances in submerged streets. Helicopters carried out rooftop rescues in dangerous wind and rain conditions. Rescue crews navigated collapsed roads, unstable ground, and fast-moving currents that made every operation life-threatening. Communication failures and power outages slowed coordination efforts. In some areas, responders were forced to withdraw because flood levels became too dangerous to operate safely. The storm didn't just overwhelm cities, it overwhelmed the response systems themselves. The social and economic consequences are severe. Thousands of residents have been displaced, forced into emergency shelters, schools, and temporary housing centers. Families have lost everything in a single night: homes, possessions, livelihoods. Elderly residents in vulnerable communities face long-term uncertainty.
Venga, va. Venga, vente, ven. Venga. Venga, mira, mira. Ya en cuanto venga. Toma, mira, ven, toma. Circano. Venga, vente, ven.
Economically, the impact is catastrophic: destroyed infrastructure, paralyzed transport networks, lost tourism revenue, agricultural collapse, and massive reconstruction costs. Local governments are facing financial strain that will take years to recover from. Businesses may never reopen. Communities must now rebuild from the ground up. Yet even in devastation, humanity rises. Strangers are rescuing strangers. Volunteers are delivering food, clothing, and medical supplies. Emergency workers continue searching flooded zones, refusing to abandon trapped residents. Neighbors are opening their homes to the displaced. In the middle of destruction, solidarity is everywhere.
Casa cheia d'água. Está tudo cheio de água, estraga-se tudo. Máquina de lavar, frigorífico, tudo. Móveis, está tudo. A casa está quase para meia parede.
Es que es un río, es como si estuvieran en un río en medio de una calle donde nunca pasa el río. Pues igual, y me recordaba un poco cuando he visto a la gente quitar uvas chicas al tema de Valencia, entonces te pones un poco también en su lugar y te da mucha cosita de como, no sé, el desperfecto, que ojalá sea solo material, que no haya víctimas.
Storm Leonardo didn't just flood Portugal. It changed lives, reshaped cities, and exposed how fragile safety can be against nature's force. But in the wreckage, one truth remains: the resilience of the people. The water will recede. The debris will be cleared. The rebuilding will begin. And Portugal will rise again, not untouched, not unchanged, but unbroken.